of platforms than a flat stage.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure who gets to pick the stage.
It was Laske and SirShyGuy were in control
Okay.
of that, yeah. So, yeah, the Danish pair and Netherlands pair. That's one wonderful thing about Europe as well. All our scenes being interconnected. Players from all over Europe, different countries, all showing up. We got some good players here today. So let's get into this first game. Limit already online. Sorry,
FX does know his percentage from what I understand, and he will make use of that. But there has, of course, been an opening for that, and right now he is too busy being stuck in Bayonetta.
Expending the limit there, and kind of forcing SirShyGuy very, very low. But he does recover nicely, which is keeping this thing even so far. Very, very nice. ShuC going for a aggressive maneuver off stage, whilst SirShyGuy is taking the first stock off of FX, giving them the early lead in this first game.
Judged by this, FX should probably stay a bit back, considering he gets hit quite often, more than he probably should, and that might be his stock. Yes,
oh,
his
very
stock
nice.
is
Yeah,
gone.
Doing that again, getting the thunder spike into sweet spot. Beautiful stuff. And here come the up tilt combos, keeping that percentage racking up. Very, very nice.
FX being on a lot of pressure right now, already on his last stock, and we're like only 1.5 minutes in this game. FX just can't seem to get that space he needs, but it doesn't matter anymore. He has his limit, and he will use it.
Yeah. I'm liking just how much kind of work ShyGuy and Laske are kind of putting in, just moving around and keeping the game very, very fluid.
It's a very fast-paced game.
Yeah. Here comes the witch time. Kind of immobilizing Cloud there, but not being able to capitalize too much on the scenario.
Not taking stock at that percentage. Laske doing a crazy work on his DI.
Up throws enough to take it first stock. Sorry, go ahead.
That wouldn't he wouldn't survive that even with the proper DI. Not at that percentage.
Yeah. There's a limit on one side and a witch time on the other, but I think the slowdown from the limit cross slash allowed enough kind of thinking time for FX to realize what was happening to ShuC and get there and support him. Very interesting little dialogue there of play.
Going for the share stock.
No hesitation.
Blue team being on a very, very good lead. Plenty of room to try things out. Plenty of room to actually do things, especially now with only one of their opponents left.
Yeah. I guess in a slightly fortunate position where you've got a character that does have, some real, the real fear factor in the form of limit, but expending it is not what you want to do. Needs to be careful now.
The footstool.
That was beautiful play. Not enough to take it just yet. A little bit more percent and that was going to be it, but that is a lovely setup. There's the Laske trying to get into position.
FX holding on to his last stock as long as he can.
Seemed to be a little bit of ferocity from both players on the blue team, kind of just crowding, not really being quite coordinated in their kind of domination in this 2-on-1.
Strangely enough, sometimes you see it quite often with teams. As soon as it becomes a 2v1, a team doesn't know exactly how to react.
Yeah.
And it can result into sometimes weird decisions from what I have seen.
Yeah, I definitely feel that if there was a bit more composure in them, like I get the fact they got a lot of stock, so they're going to go in and they're going to do as much as they can. But actually, they could have. I definitely feel they could have closed this out if they had a bit more composure and a bit more structure to the way they approached that. They got the game in the end, sure, fine, easy. Actually, easy. It was simplistic for them to do, but I think they let that go on just a little bit too long, given how they were just kind of like just barreling in there. A little bit of just, thank you. A little bit of, just pulling it back a little bit, structure their approach.
Yeah. So basically, what you can see in this is a learning experience. Like how can we best react in a 2v1?
Yeah.
And of course, it doesn't have a priority, but still,
Yeah.
you don't want to lose a 2v1
No, you
when
don't.
you're the 2
Yeah, of course.
against the 1.
Of course. I mean, there are definitely times when you can, you know, it should be. I would never want to say they're impossible. Well, below a certain stock count. I'm thinking like 3 stocks is like the most I'd say that you could perhaps be able to ideally pull off, or realistically pull off, if you're in a kind of like, you know, equal kind of skill level, let's say. I may be completely wrong about that.
Could differ from person to person. I don't know.
Yeah, it could differ. I mean, that's the thing.
But we'll get it in game 2.
Julius looking after us over here, being an absolute hero. Thank you, sir. Straight into game 2 then. On to FD that we were talking about, how that was actually going to be benefiting. Well, you said it yourself. Platforms benefit Bayonetta and Pikachu a little bit more, so taking them away from them maybe gives a little bit more aerial domination for Cloud, I really think.
Yeah, but right now, I lost the words I was.
That's right. Think about it.
I lost the words I wanted to say.
Mate, we all do that. Don't worry.
But yeah, on the flat stage, I feel like Greninja can apply more pressure compared to a stage with platforms, considering how low the character stays to the ground and where the hitboxes are. So I think this is definitely the pick from ShuC.
Yeah. Interesting.
And FX is just going to adapt to what basically I think what ShuC is needing right now.
Pikachu getting that Iron Tail up smash, taking that first stock off of Cloud, but Bayonetta in, you know, also down that first stock. So a very much an even game. As I say, that's commentator's curse striking early tonight for me.
Let's see if that limit will equalize the game.
Ooh, very nice catch and no tech! That was beautiful there from ShuC. Well, yeah, I feel it was kind of a situation that was a little bit haphazard. But
I feel kind of bad now for FX, but it was beautiful on the part of SirShyGuy. And then another one!
Whoa.
This is putting the blue team in a very big lead, and this feels like slaughter.
Yeah, that was, I mean, super unfortunate. I mean, SirShyGuy being very dangerous off this ledge, knowing the limited capabilities of Cloud's recovery off stage, you know, using the linearity of Thunder to you know, really just block out spacing. Dangerous gameplay, but really in blue team's favor. FX just unfortunate in getting those 2 catches against him.
FX still living, still having his limit. Getting caught. Both are getting caught by that up smash. Only taking 1 stock.